guys, greetings and welcome back for those who aren't here. Today we're playing Akiya. The synopsis is you play as a high school student and your first summer job is to photograph an Akiya, also known as an empty house. And it looks like you've arrived and a cute guy wants to tag along. You can never say no to some extra help. There are 3 endings, so hopefully we get one of the good ones. And it's supposed to be wholesome, so I've been vibing with the fluff. Let's do this. You're a photographer, and high school summer vacation means taking on jobs whenever you can, right? The job you're on today was from your uncle in Tokyo. He's the owner of a real estate agency specializing in Akiya houses. It's not a field you're particularly familiar with. All you know is that Akiya literally means empty house. From your uncle's description, it seems like old traditional houses are abandoned in more rural parts of Japan and can be sold or auctioned for cheaper prices. And for this job, he requested that you head over to the Kyoto Prefecture to photograph the interior of one of these Akiya houses. Okay, hold on. One thing I am going to do. Let me turn it down just a little bit. I'm worried that it's too loud. Take some nice pictures so potential customers get a better idea of what it looks like inside. It'll help to have a photographer really capture the essence of the place. Well, I trust your judgment. With that and a ticket to Kyoto, you set off on a day trip to the abandoned house. Hold on before you go. Clearly, it's Sly. Well then, Sly, I wonder what you'll find. I wonder what I'll find. Hopefully it's not any ghost. The house was quite a long way from the station. You make a mental note to memorize the time of the last bus back. Even though it's noon, the streets are quiet. The only sounds you hear are the buzzing of cicadas and the hum of passing trains, occasionally broken by the soft ring of a distant wind chime. Before you, the wooden fence around the Akiya has long weathered. Plants fill the gaps left by loose wood and mud. Past the gate, stalks of bamboo peek out from the back of the residence, and patches of wild grass cover the path leading up to the entrance. You wonder how long it takes for grass to grow so tall. Yo, what are you up to? A voice calls out from down the street, interrupting your thoughts. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Hi. Hello there. You look over and notice a boy around your age approaching you. He's wearing a typical school uniform and has the bag thrown over one shoulder. You remember seeing a couple of students in high school uniforms on the bus ride over. Maybe he's a local student. No way. You're planning on sneaking in too? He tilts his head and laughs. The sound of light is light and pleasant. Wait. You? No, this is for my job. A job? What for? I'm a photographer and I'm supposed to take pictures of this empty traditional Japanese house. These photos are for my uncle's real estate company. They're going on his website for potential buyers. Seeing him tilt his head to the side, you quickly point toward the camera around your neck. It's a legit project, really, even though maybe I should have gotten it written down somewhere. A photographer, huh? Ugh. Hey, how about I tag along? So I'll just be going, huh? Tag along? Yep, you'd be told. I've always wanted to explore this place with someone. He does seem friendly. Not a little strange for the number of layers he's wearing during summertime. Hearing what a local has to say would be interesting, but isn't this guy being a bit too forward? Well, I guess that's fine. Who are you anyways? Right, introductions. You can call me Toa. Toa. Not the kanji for harmony, but internally. I'm a second year at Minayami. Hi, forgive me, I'm probably gonna butcher these names. I'm not the most fluent in Japanese. Since we're friends now, you can speak to me casually. Sure. I'm Sly. I've been doing photography as a hobby since middle school. I go to high school in Osaka, but I'm in Kyoto today for this job. Whoa, isn't that a long trip? You must be excited for this job. I'm excited to explore the area. I don't get to travel a lot because of school, so I've always wanted to visit Kyoto. It sure is a lot quieter than the big cities in Osaka. Feels like I'm in a nostalgic film. Really? It's always been the same old for me. I love to see what it's like outside this area. I should mention. Toad's face lights up and he excitedly turns to the Akiya before you. My grandparents used to live in a Kiyomachiya like this one here, so I learned a bit about them growing up. So I can point out its cool features for you. Hey, Kiyomachiya? Is that word mean a Kyoto townhouse? Yep, they're townhouses that were built in the big cities in the Heian Kyoto. This place used to be a big city. No, oh, I think my grandparents just meant they retained features of those townhouses. Who knows what this street corner looked like back then? The Heian period, your teachers always talked about how it was a time when Japanese art and literature flourished. This was also when Kyoto was the capital of Japan. You two make your way to the entrance of the Kiyomachiya, dodging a few stray branches and overgrown shrubs. See these here? Toa points to a space beside the entrance. Through the foliage, you can make out a wooden bench half obscured by vines and wild grass. These benches would be used for displaying merchandise. Huh. They didn't put them in the windows. I feel like if they put them in the windows, they'd just get snatched up randomly. Wait, windows looked different back then. Remember this part. My voice is all sorts of crunchy, forgive me. Toa laughs, reaching up to move some vines to the side, revealing a row of thin wooden bars in place of a typical window. I used to love looking outside at the koshi windows at my grandparents' place. As a kid, I could never figure out why you could see outside but not in. Oh, Toa was right. Even with the sun beaming down behind you, the interior of the Kiyomachiya looked quite dark. Moving closer, you notice a layer of glass behind some of the wooden bars. It looks like this place has had some renovations since it was first built. Take a couple pictures of the front garden. Careful not to step off the stone path. Hey, help me open these. I was waiting for you at the entrance. As you approach, you notice that the Kiyomachiya built on a slightly raised ledge off the ground. With your combined strength, the front door slides open with a soft creak. Toa hums, and you step inside. The interior of the Kiyomachiya feels like a whole different world. Now that you're inside, the smell of wildflowers and plants is replaced by the soft, earthy scent of cedar wood. Beams of light illuminate the large space from the ceiling, causing specks of dust to glimmer as they fall. The space is both brighter and bigger than you first expected. You recall how on the map you saw the length of this house looked almost double its width. I don't think it meant to have two ons. Before you was a familiar Genkan entrance, albeit more weathered. Thicker than expected. The rear looks worn out. I wonder how long it's been since someone visited. It might be the first in a while. The door kicked up a lot of dust. Past the Genkan, there are a number of small wooden cabinets and dressers and drawers with an assortment of old pots and plates scattered about. Items belonging to the previous tenant, no doubt. On both sides, there are rooms with raised floors and tatami mats. And at the back of a long hallway, there's another door that seems to lead to to a back garden. The entrance is ajar, illuminating the space from the back. Check it out! They have a little mascot. As he steps beside you, Toa immediately points to a small hand-sewn plush hanging from the side of one of the large cabinets. It looks vaguely lobster-shaped, but you can't tell for sure. You're about to step into the tatami room when you suddenly pause, looking over to Toa. It's been years, and there's already layers of dust on the tatami mats. I'm sure they won't mind. Oh yeah, you're supposed to take your shoes off, right? I think that's right. Somewhere my grandparents are looking down with shame. You both issue a silent apology to the owner for stepping on the tatami mat with your shoes on. There are other pieces of wooden furniture in the room with tatami mats, probably abandoned because it would have been more of a hassle to move. You spot a couple of wooden panels leaning against the wall. They look like a thicker version of the koshi windows. Oh, watch your head! You quickly turn only to bump into something hanging from the ceiling, leaving a shower of dust down your head. Oof! You cough and cover your nose from the dust, fanning your face before you taking a closer look at what you just ran into. The object hanging from the ceiling seems to be an old charm of sorts. It's made up of a small wooden plaque and bell, attached together with a braided cord. Is it supposed to ward off demons? Noah looks like he's trying not to laugh, and you quickly dust yourself off in embarrassment. If it's a good luck charm, maybe it's a sign of good luck. That's what I was thinking, baby. Noah smiles and lightly ruffles your hair to help get the dust off. Dust sprites, they got me. They got me. The Susu Watari are going to take me away to a spirit world now. You wave your arms dramatically, causing Toa to laugh. If they do, I'll come find you. Oh my gosh, you got a knight and Prince Knight Shining Armor. Yes. Prince in Shining Armor. Knight and Shining Armor. Prince. It's something with Prince that I was thinking of, and I mixed the lines up. Ignore that. Knight and Shining Armor. Yippee! Anyway, jokes aside, I'll definitely stop you before you run into any beams. Or what now? Noah points up, and you notice that instead of a second story, there seems to be a tall attic held up by wooden beams. Doesn't it look impressive? I heard these houses would be built with just natural materials. The beams are all joined together. Speaking of materials, do you know what these are? You point to the panels at the side of the room. Oh goodness me, I'm not a morning bird. Looks like Fusuma to me. It probably fit on these grooves on the ground. There are indeed grooves on the floor. They seem to section off this room into two. It looks like by adding the Fusuma screens, the room could be adjusted to be smaller or larger than it is now. And it's different from Soji windows. Yep, see how these look more opaque? The Fusuma feels like thick cloth to the touch. Taking a closer look, there's a faint pattern of what looks to be a landscaping pattern. A painting. While it's mostly faded and you notice scratches on the side, it's clear a lot of work was put into making them. Say, don't you wonder why people abandon these houses? Maybe because they need too many renovations. I mean, I'm assuming things like pipes or stoves are really old now. Even if it's a cheap house, the renovations could be really costly. I see. And I guess it'll be difficult to suddenly move away from the community you're used to. Plus, if it's a bigger household, I wonder how they'll divide up the living area. Right. It's probably a big change from what most people are used to now, huh? I've gotten used to this. I didn't know a lot of these traditional houses were fading out. You must have visited your grandparents a lot then. Oh yeah, that's right. I used to see them all the time. That was a long time ago. Joe is smiling, but the expression doesn't quite reach his eyes. You get the feeling, despite his cheerful attitude, there's something left unsaid. Change the subject. You quickly look around, trying to find something to break the awkward silence. Hey, doesn't this corner look like a pocket shrine? Joe blinks before bursting into a hearty laugh, and the trace of nostalgia is gone as quickly as it appeared. Ah, it's a tokonoma. My grandparents used to keep their vase there. They said it was for aesthetic appreciation. People usually kept scrolls and flower arrangements there. I feel like it was a bad idea for me to try to change the subject, because we're back on the same subject. You were just pointing at a random corner, but upon close inspection, the area did look like a space that could fit a small statue or vase. On the wall behind the tokonoma, you notice a groove that could have been used to attach a banner. You try to imagine what this space looked like when it was used as a display. But pocket shrine is a surprisingly cute description. What was that? Nothing. Jeez, you gotta speak up sometimes. By the way, don't you think the tall roofs make this Kiyomachiya look extra big? Plus, there's a surprising amount of natural light. You look up, trying to locate the skylight along the tall beams. So that's ledge? What? The floor beneath you suddenly disappears beneath your feet, and you feel yourself falling backwards. Toa grabs you by the arm, causing you both to stumble off the raised ledge. Thud. Ah! My collarbone! My ankle! You land with a heavy thud, but the ground beneath you feels soft. Toa! Somehow Toa managed to sandwich himself between you and the ground before you landed, taking most of the fall. No! My prince! Are you okay? You frantically look up at Toa. Thankfully, it looks like you've both stumbled into a patch of dry grass and vines. Behind you, there's what looks like a miniature garden sitting square in the middle of the house. Don't worry, the textbooks were a nice textbooks? Or a nice cushion. Toa laughs and props himself up on one arm, taking out a dry leaf from his hair. From the proximity, you notice that one of his eyes is a darker shade of red, and that you're basically half laying on top of him. No, is he okay? I'm so sorry. I'll get off right away. You quickly move out of the awkward position, practically jumping to your feet. Offer him a hand, obviously. You feel your face burn, quickly offering Toa a hand. Thank you. Toa takes your hand, and despite your embarrassment, you notice his hands are surprisingly cold. Is he a vampire? Hey, you're freezing. Don't worry. Toa quickly pulls his hand back as he stands up, dusting off the sweater. It's just bad circulation. It's nice and cool inside the Kiyomachiya during summer, after all. You sure you're alright? It's really nothing to worry about. Is it because he has, like, 2 different eye colors as well? Offer him gloves. Yeah, here. My reassurance falls on deaf ears as you ruffle through your camera bag, pulling out a set of gloves. Been carrying these around in case my hands get cold when I'm taking photos. In any case, please put them on. Oh dear. Thank you. He said that you were strange for wearing the winter uniform in the sun, but I understand now. It didn't make me extra mysterious and charming. You're extra susceptible to catching a cold, that's what. You help him quickly turn around, causing Toa to laugh. By the way, why is there a garden here in the first place? I didn't expect one to be sandwiched in the middle of a Kiyomachiya. Having an interior garden is more common than you think, or so I've heard. Toa pushes a stray bamboo branch aside, revealing the rest of the garden. The space is smaller than you expected, and a small patch of sunlight streaks down from above. Bamboo stalks and a veranda obscure most of the sky above. My grandparents called it the Inoniwa. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Forgive me if I butchered it. Or a garden of darkness. That sounds suspenseful. Toa laughs, giving you a playful nudge. Hey, I bet there's a horror novel somewhere around about old houses out there. Oh, and the Tsuboniwa garden definitely sounds scarier than something like a chair. You'd be surprised. Say, you mentioned these photos are for the real estate company, right? What do you think going to happen to this place after it's sold? I wonder. Leave the conversation. Maybe the new owner will restore it. Leave the conversation. What do you think? How about you? Would you like to happen for this place, I mean? If I'm honest, I'm not too sure. I've gotten used to this place the way it's always been, sitting in a quiet corner of the city. It'll be nice if everyone could see what this house looked like back in Hei in Japan, but it would also be nice if we could have more visitors like you. You must be a big fan of history, huh? I just picked up what I heard. My grandparents really loved their place. When I stayed with them, they told me they didn't want to abandon the space out of respect for the older generations, that the wonderful memories they have couldn't be replaced. While to some people it might not make sense, I think they truly valued the heritage of the space. So it gives you a rueful smile, and you take another look at the Akiya you're standing in. While the furniture is covered by a layer of dust and plants have taken over the front and middle gardens, you imagine what the space would have looked like when it was first built. Running your hand over the smooth wall, you wonder what the place meant to someone in a different time. Well, it looks like I've been reminiscing for a while. Toa smiles and clasps both hands together, pulling you from your thoughts. I'm curious, what do you do in your free time? Other than photography, that is. Well... I usually spend time by myself. It's nice to have time to yourself, and you just relax. Well, that's really nice. Recently, I've gotten into this manga. He excitedly explained the premise of the series to Towa, making sure to mention how you think a side character will win over the protagonist in the end. And will, and do be, and if they don't win over, they win over the one who's reading. What do you think? Do you think he'll be able to ask the protagonist on a date? I'm not sure, but I'll be cheering him on, I guess. It's really exciting. Hopefully I'll be able to find the series at a manga cafe. A manga cafe? You've really been living under a rock, huh? I've never been to one before. What's it like inside? It's really cozy. You can order a hot drink and read. It's super relaxing. But how about you? What do you usually do in your free time? Toa thinks for a moment. Study? Huh? You just study all the time? Well, I guess it makes sense how you memorize so many facts about the Kyomachi. That's too much. If you didn't have to worry about entrance exams, what would you want to do? Want to, huh? I guess I would love to check out a big manga cafe someday. Going on a date sounds fun as well. Oh my stars! No! Stop being so cute! Well, I'm sure there's a manga cafe somewhere in Kyoto. Wait, you never been on a date? Neither have I. With your looks, good personality, respectful to elders, good grades, you've never been asked on a date? Well, whoa there now. What are you trying to say? I'll take you on a date. Huh? Toa scrambles to cover his face with his hands. Looks like he was just acting cool all this time. Didn't expect you to double down. Maybe you could tease him some more. Please, if you hate it so much. What? Not at all. I will like that very much. He grinned at his flushed expression, giving him a light tap on the shoulder. It's a date, then. How about we figure out the details once we're done here? Toa laughs. Sound is warm and reassuring. I wish dates was that easy. But it's not. Sounds good. With a new spring in your step, you make your way toward the end of the hallway. The back door slides open with some difficulty. Stepping outside, you're greeted by the smell of wildflowers and the warm sun on your face. This must be the Okinawa. It sure is hot out here. Toa was right. The back garden is a lot brighter than the Tsuboniwa garden. The sound of cicadas fill your ears. Your eyes take a moment to adjust to the sun. The garden is also a lot larger than the one tucked in the center of the Kyomachi. It's filled with stalks of bamboo, wild grass, and very old trees. Tucked in the corner, vines have obscured what looks to be a stone lantern. The lantern is sitting in front of another structure, most likely a storage space, but the centerpiece of the garden is what catches your eye. At the end of a stone path, a small, moss-covered shrine sits against a tall bamboo fence. Whoa! The owner must have maintained this well. Approaching the shrine, you notice the detailed stone and wooden carvings that decorate its interior. Looks like a small Shinto shrine. You're vaguely familiar with Shinto beliefs. It's one of the indigenous religions in Japan where people worship fairy spirits, or kami, which represented various forces of nature. You also recall how a teacher said these shrines considered a sacred space. Toa crouches beside you, admiring the delicate woodworking of the small shrine. Hey, do you believe in kami? Sure, yeah. Well, a lot of people do, to an extent, right? The term kami is something translated as a god or spirit, but in reality they represent many different things, don't they? Ding ding ding. My grandparents told me they can be anything from a creator deity, the famous spirits of the dead, even powerful and unnatural phenomena. Aren't they usually worshipped at a shrine or associated with sacred objects? I haven't visited many Shinto shrines, but I heard there's all kinds of kami out there. It's always been interesting to me how people can worship different kami for different purposes. Or during festivals or rituals, you might even be able to encounter one. I suppose that's what some people believe. Sorry, this question was a bit out of the blue. No, I don't mind it. I wonder if this is a shrine for the kami this household made offerings to. From closer inspection, there's a small plaque on its side. While any paint that was once covering the sides have faded, you're still able to make out an inscription in kanji. With your phone's translator app, you might be able to read what it says. Ah! Someone explains. You look up to see him searching for something in his pocket. Seems like I dropped something on the way. You go look for it. I'll come with you. Thanks, I'll be quick. You quickly grab your bags, take a couple pictures of the back garden before the both of you retrace your steps in the Kiyomachiya. It's probably in the garden we fell into. Just a guess. Could be wrong, could be right. Toei explains it's a bracelet similar to the one he's wearing, that it may have fallen out of his pocket along the way. While you carefully scan the rooms you visited, you eventually find yourself at the front of the house to no avail. Geez, I might have dropped it on the way over. I should go back to check. Thanks again for helping me look, though. No worries, I can come with you if you like. You swing your camera bag over one shoulder, but Toa quickly shakes his head. That's alright, you've already done so much. Thank you for spending time with me today. This was the most fun I've had in a while. Geez, you gotta relax more often. Next time, you should visit me in Osaka. I like that a lot. Goodbye. Toa waves and heads down the street from where he came. You turn back to the Kiyomachiya. While you can't call yourself an expert, you feel like you've learned just a little more about the traditional Kyoto houses today. Maybe you can't remember all the small details, the names of festivals or details about kami, but everyone starts somewhere, right? To learn, to pass on knowledge, to believe wholeheartedly that the culture heritage is Kiyomachiya carry is worth the time and effort that goes into renovations, preservation, and raising awareness. Even though you're not an expert, you can appreciate Japanese architecture just a bit more. Plus, you were able to make a new friend along the way. We should exchange contact information. As you turn and look down the street, Toa is already gone. Will you see him again? Will he come visit you in Osaka? You're not sure, but maybe that's okay too. To exist in a space of nostalgia, remain just as fond summer memory. Remains as just a fond summer memory. There we go. Neutral end, summer memory. Oh no, we didn't get the good ending, but we got a neutral one, so I guess that's a win. I like it. Learned a little bit. I don't know how we get the love ending. Wait, maybe. Oh well. I never saved any of them, so I have to replay all over again. Hold on, I will do so. I will get back. I'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. I kind of skipped through like the starting area. I want to see if I can get like one of the romance endings. I'm not sure if we're gonna actually get it, but it's a hope and a dream. Let's see. It smells less stinky than expected. I was gonna say the same thing. Noah laughs and runs his finger down a wooden beam. Must be from these. The previous owner took good care of this place. I'm surprised they lasted this long without, I don't know, being extra worn out. Sure is impressive. Past the Genkan, there are a number of small wooden cabinets and drawers. I made the same mistake. With an assortment of old pots and plates scattered about. Items belonging to the previous tenant, no doubt. On both sides, there are rooms with raised floors and tatami mats. And at the back of a long hallway, there's another door that seems to lead to a back garden. The entrance is ajar, eliminating the space from the back. Check it out, they have a little mascot. As he steps beside you, Toa immediately points to a small hand-sewn plush hanging from the side of one of the large cabinets. It looks vaguely lobster-shaped, but you can't tell for sure. You're about to step into the tatami room when you suddenly pause, looking over to Toa. Been years, and there's already layers of dust on the tatami mats. Sure, they won't mind. Somewhere my grandparents are looking down with shame. Both issue a silent apology to the owner for stamping onto the tatami mat with your shoes on. There are other pieces of wooden furniture in the room with the tatami mats, probably abandoned because it would have been more of a hassle to move. About a couple of wooden panels leaning against the wall. They look like a thicker version of the Koshi windows. Oh, watch your head. You quickly turn only to bump into something hanging from the ceiling, sending a shower of dust down your head. You cough and cover your nose from the dust, fanning your face before taking a closer look at what you just ran into. The object hanging from the ceiling seems to be an old charm of sorts. It's made of a small wooden plate and bell, attached together with a braided cord. Noah looks like he's trying not to laugh, and you quickly dust yourself off in embarrassment. If it's a good luck charm, maybe it's a sign of good luck. Toad smiles and lightly ruffles your hair to help get the dust off. More warning next time. I'm trying to figure out which ones are going to switch us to a different route. Yeah, more warning next time. Sorry, I'll definitely stop you before you run into any beams. Or what now? Noah points up and you notice that instead of a second story, there seems to be a tall attic held up by wooden beams. Doesn't it look impressive? Heard these houses would be built with just natural materials. The beams are all joined together. Speaking of materials, do you know what these are? Going to the panels at the side of the room. Looks like fusima to me. They probably fit on the grooves of the ground. There are indeed grooves on the ground, on the floor. They seem to section off this room into two. Looks like by adding the fusima screens, the room could be adjusted to be smaller or larger than it is now. And it's different from shoji windows. Yep. See how these look more opaque? The fusima feels like thick cloth to the touch. Taking a closer look, there's a faint pattern of what looks to be a landscape pattern, painting. I did the same mistake again. Goodness me. While it mostly faded and you notice scratches on the sides, it's clear a lot of work was put into making them. Say, don't you wonder why people abandon these houses? Maybe it's difficult to adjust to the community. I think a part of it is adjusting to the community, right? I mean, even if a house is cheaper here than in Osaka City, you would have to get used to the local culture. At least that's what I think. That's true. I'd imagine people would want to fix up the place too. Joe points to a corner of the tatami mat that's been badly scratched up. Right? Probably a big change from what most people are used to now, huh? I'm getting used to this. I didn't know a lot of these traditional houses were fading out. You must have visited your grandparents a lot then. Yeah, that's right. I used to see them all the time. That was a long time ago. Joe is smiling, but the expression doesn't quite reach his eyes. You get the feeling, despite his cheerful attitude, there's something left unsaid. Try to cheer him up. Though I'm not sure what you've been through, I'll do my best to learn more about these Kyomachiya, so you can chat with me anytime. I know how it feels to want to talk about something, but none of your friends know anything about it. Noah smiles and the tension immediately dissipates. I guess we were, very questionable the last time. Isn't that sweet of you? You say that to all the guys you meet? What? You know what? I take back what I said. You cross your arms and turn around, while Toa laughs at your reaction. With that, the trace of nostalgia disappears. Suddenly you notice a small space in the corner of the tatami room. Say, doesn't this corner look like a pocket shrine? Toa walks over to see what you're pointing at. Ah, it's a tokonoma. My grandparents used to keep their vases here. They said it was for aesthetic appreciation. People usually kept scrolls and flowers arrangements there. You were just pointing at a random corner, but upon closer inspection, the area did look like a space that could fit a small statue or vase. On the wall behind the tokonoma, you notice a groove that could have been used to attach a banner. Try to imagine what the space looked like when it was used as a display. But pocket shrine is a surprisingly cute description. What was that? Nothing. Jeez, you gotta speak up sometimes. By the way, don't you think the tall roofs make the Kyomachiya look extra big? Plus there's a surprising amount of natural light. You look up trying to locate the skylight along the tall beams. Ah, Sly, that's ledge! What? The floor beneath you suddenly disappears beneath your feet, and you feel yourself falling backwards. before Toa grabs you by the arm, causing you both to stumble off and off the raised ledge. You land with a heavy thud. The ground beneath you feels soft. Toa! Somehow Toa managed to sandwich himself between you and the ground before you landed, taking most of the fall. Are you okay? You frantically looked up at Toa. Thankfully, it looks like you've both stumbled into a patch of dry grass and vines. Behind you, there's what looks like a miniature garden sitting square in the middle of the house. Don't worry, the textbooks were a nice cushion. Toa laughs and props himself up on one arm, taking out a dry leaf from his hair. From the proximity, you notice that one of his eyes is a darker shade of red, and that you're basically half laying on top of him. I'm so sorry. I'll get off right away. You quickly move out of the awkward position, practically jumping to your feet. Obviously, we're gonna offer him a hand. You feel your face burn, quickly offering Toa a hand. Thank you. Toa takes your hand, and despite your embarrassment, you notice his hands are surprisingly cold. Wait, you're freezing. Don't worry. Toa quickly pulls his hand back as he stands up, dusting off his sweater. It's just bad circulation. Nice and cool inside the Kiyomachiya during summer, after all. You sure you're alright? No, it's really nothing to worry about. Don't offer him gloves. We offered him the gloves last time. He was just kind of like, okay. So don't catch a cold in the middle of summer, would you? Toa smiles, raising both hands in mock surrender. Of course, of course. By the way, why is there a garden here in the first place? I didn't expect one to be sandwiched in the middle of the Kiyomachiya. Having an interior garden is more common than you think, or so I've heard. Toa pushes a stray bamboo branch aside, revealing the rest of the garden. The space is smaller than you expected. Only a small patch of sunlight streaks down from above. Bamboo stalks and veranda obscure most of the sky above. The grandparents called it the Inoniwa, something like that, or Garden of Darkness. That sounds suspenseful. Toa laughs, giving you a playful nudge. Hey, I bet there's a horror novel somewhere about old houses out there. And the Tsuboniwa garden definitely sounds scarier than something like a chair. You'd be surprised. Hey, you mentioned these photos are for a real estate company, right? What do you think's going to happen to this place after it's sold? Wonder. Maybe the new owner will restore it? You know? Do what they can to preserve the traditional culture. I'm sure it would be really cool if younger generations are able to see what these traditional spaces look like. Oh, that would be nice. Wonder how much they'll change. Well, they'll probably have to start by cleaning up the place. Oh, and reinforcing it against earthquakes. Gee, maybe I should have considered that before we just walked in. Hey, these pillars have been holding up surprisingly well all these years. I'm sure you don't have to worry. Hopefully. Okay, so I guess if we choose these, it's just gonna kind of like give us a little side tangent thingy and then just continue then. How about you? What would you like to happen for this place? I mean, if I'm honest, not too sure. I've gotten used to this place the way it's always been, sitting in a quiet corner of the city. It'd be nice if everyone could see what this house looked like back in Heian, Japan. But it would also be nice if we could have more visitors like you. You must be a big fan of history, huh? I just picked up what I heard. Grandparents really loved their place. When I stayed with them, they told me they didn't want to abandon the space out of respect for the older generations. The wonderful memories they have couldn't be replaced. Well, to some people it might not make sense. I think they truly valued the heritage of the space. Toa gives you a rueful smile. You take another look at the Akiya you're standing in. While the furniture is covered by a layer of dust and plants have taken over the front and middle gardens, you imagine what the space would have looked like when it was first built. Running your hand over the smooth walls, you wonder what the place meant to someone in a different time. But looks like I've been reminiscing for too long. Toa smiles and claps both hands together, pulling you from your thoughts. I'm curious, what do you do in your free time, other than photography, that is? Well, usually hang out with friends. You must have a lot of friends. That sounds fun. Whether it's to study or just chat, or just think it's fun to hang out with other people. Plus, my friends really good at finding places to visit. They were just talking about checking out a manga cafe together. Well, it's more like we're getting dragged along to help them decide if they should ask their crush out on a date there. Hey, I'm not complaining. It looks like a nice cafe. Wait, a manga cafe? I've never been to one before. What's it like inside? Really been living under a rock, huh? From the pictures I saw online, it looks really cozy. You could order a hot drink and read. It's super relaxing. How about you? What do you usually do in your free time? Go with things for a moment. Study? Huh? You just study all the time? Well, I guess it makes sense how much you memorize so many facts about the Akiya. That's too much. If you didn't have to worry about entrance exams, what would you want to do? Want to, huh? I guess I would like to check out a big manga cafe someday. Going on a date sounds fun as well. I'm sure there's a manga cafe somewhere in Kyoto. Wait, you never been on a date? With your looks, good personality, respectful to elders, good grades, never been asked on a date? Whoa there now. What are you trying to say? I'll take you there as a friend. I know we can go we can go check out a manga cafe together. It'll be really fun. I'll even show you around the city. I can also invite my other friends. So that way you'll know even more people from Osaka. Noah looks at you, surprised by your enthusiasm. You quickly add, only if you'd like, though. I don't want to drag you anywhere you don't want to. No, it sounds fun. I would love that. A lot. I don't usually get to meet a lot of new people, but this is already really exciting. Hey, you seem outgoing. But are you secretly shy after all? Huh? You resist the urge to laugh at his flushed expression, giving him a hearty pat on the shoulder. Hey, don't worry about it. Since we're already friends, I got your back. I even promise we won't get lost in the train system. Maybe. Noah laughs at your determined expression. The sound is warm and reassuring. Really looking forward to it then. With a new spring in your step, you make your way toward the end of the hallway. Yeah. The back door slides open with some difficulty. Stepping outside, you're greeted by a smell of wildflowers and the warm sun on your face. This must be the Okuniwa. Sure is hot out here. Noah was right. The back garden is a lot brighter than the Tsuboniwa garden. The sound of cicadas fill your ears and your eyes. Take a moment to adjust to the sun. The garden is also a lot larger than the one tucked in the corner of the Yomachiya. It's filled with stalks of bamboo, wild grass, and very old trees. Tucked in the corner, vines have obscured what looks to be a stone ladder. The lantern is sitting in front of another structure, most likely a storage space. But the centerpiece of the garden is what catches your eye. At the end of the stone path, a small moss-covered shrine sits against a tall bamboo fence. Whoa, the owner must have maintained this well. Approaching the shrine, you notice detailed stone and wooden carvings to decorate its interior. Looks like a small Shinto shrine. You're vaguely familiar with Shinto's beliefs. One of the indigenous religions in Japan, where people worship fairy spirits or kami, which represented various forces of nature. You also recall how a teacher said these shrines are considered a sacred space. Noah crouches beside you, admiring the delicate woodwork of the small shrine. Hey, do you believe in kami? Yeah. Well, a lot of people do, to an extent, right? The term kami is something translated as a god or spirit, but in reality, they represent many different things, don't they? Ding ding ding. My grandparents told me they can be anything from a creator deity to famous spirits of the dead, even powerful and unnatural phenomena. Are they usually worshipped at a shrine or associated with sacred objects? I haven't visited many Shinto shrines, but I heard there's all kinds of kami out there. It's always been interesting to me how people can worship different kamis for different purposes. I've heard during festivals or rituals, you might even be able to encounter one. Yeah, I suppose that's what some people believe. Sorry, this question was a bit out of the blue. No, I don't mind it. I wonder if this is a shrine for the kami that this household made offerings to. Upon closer inspection, there's a small plaque on the inside. The lady paint that was once covering the sides have faded. You're still able to make out an inscription in kanji. With your phone's translator app, you might be able to read what it says. Ah! Toa suddenly exclaims, and you look up to see him searching for something in his pocket. Seems like I dropped something on the way. I go look for it. Oh, let me help. Don't worry about it. I'll just check my pockets again. Give me a minute to see if I can translate this, then we'll look around together. Okay, it looks like we did get something changed. Toa nods and you crouch to get a closer look at the wooden plate. It's a short poem, but upon closer inspection the kanji looks strange. Well, it's more like the words' meanings are all over the place. After typing the first words into a search bar, you suddenly realize what was off. Instead of Japanese kanji, the writing is actually in an old Chinese script, characteristics of the pre-Heian writing system. Changing the language setting on the app, the plate reads as follows. With humble gifts, we ask for your protection, to cherish our memories, our lives, and culture. For the day the front door slides open again, when time has washed away all memories of us, to the kami of this land, you'll be here to guide them internally. You remember Toa's explanation of kami, how households would worship many different deities for different purposes. This poem appears to be a description of the kami the previous owners worshipped. Yet the last word seems familiar, as if it has a different meaning. Internally, isn't this the kanji for Toa's name? For the kami of this land, you'll be here to guide them internally. Right, introductions. You can call me Toa. Toa. Not the kanji for harmony, but internally. I am a second year at Minami High. As we're friends now, you can speak to me casually. The kami this inscription is dedicated to is Toa? The sun suddenly feels too warm. The cicadas are chirping too loud. Hey, Toa. You turn, but he's no longer behind you. You stand up with a start, and the sudden motion making you dizzy. Toa, are you there? You just disappear into the void. You're running toward the house now, the meaning of the poem slowly piecing together. Maybe you got it all wrong. Maybe it's just a coincidence, and Toa is standing just behind the door. Or maybe he's actually a kami, the one who passes on their knowledge and information about their culture to a newcomer. Guide them through the house once the door reopens. You throw open the back door, causing it to slam into the wall. Don't break the furniture now. Sound echoes down the long, empty corridor. All this time, Toa wasn't describing his grandparents' experience. He was describing his own life, watching over each generation as the kami residing in the house. His deeply personal remarks about the Kyomachiya, his surprising lack of experience traveling to different places, the peculiar way he suddenly appeared when you arrived. Question. Asking if you believed in kami. Toa, where are you? You run through the Kyomachiya, shouting his name while looking in the rooms you passed together earlier. The layout hasn't changed, yet the space feels larger, more empty. Toa! You burst out the front door and Toa turns, standing at the edge of the road. I was going to check the street. Are you really a kami? You yell out the words before you can stop yourself, catching both of you off guard. Toa stands at the edge of the garden, frozen as you quickly walk towards him. Your name? Why was it on the shrine in the back garden? Are you actually the kami the plaque describes? You saw the inscription, huh? That mean it's true? It's true then, that you're not actually a human. You're right, I'm not. There was no smart remark, no flirty comeback. I'm a kami. Toa's words had a weight of finality to it. In your reaction, he smiles ruefully, playing with the braided cord in his hair. It is hair. You're kidding, right? You let the question leave your mouth, but his expression gives you all the answers you need. Toa softly sighs. He's suddenly standing too far, like he can turn to the corner and suddenly vanish. He probably can. Ever since I woke up here, centuries ago, I've been living in a weightless, in-between world. Well, maybe that was a bit too poetic. I guess I've just gotten used to listening to all the stories I've heard, without being able to speak to anyone. Kami are everything and nothing. Objects, representations of emotions, states of the universe. The only thing I know for certain is that I'm not human. Say that? What? That I'm not human? I'm only repeating the truth. The world of kami and humans are separate. But there must be exceptions. You said so yourself. That during festivals or rituals, the kami can interact with the world. You step closer, over the overgrown path and stalks of bamboo until you're face to face with Tova. Imagine how crazy we probably look. We're talking to him. but like nobody can see him. It would blink. Okay. And right now, if you're really so many worlds apart, how are we talking right now? I'm not sure. It seems like you're special. No wings. He's trying to lighten the mood, but you really can't put up with his antics right now. And that's what you wanted, to be able to learn about the world, to chat with people casually like this? It is. Don't pretend you weren't about to just leave without saying anything. Why are you content with just disappearing? You didn't realize how much you raised your voice until you paused. Silence that follows almost stings, ringing louder than the cicadas' chirps. Also, my bad for the random cut. My sister came by to bother me. You know that I can't really be your friend. I'm only here because it's where my shrine was built. This corner of the street is everything I've ever known. The day was fun. The most exciting day I've had in a long time. I'll be content. Existing in your mind is a passing summer memory. I would get like all the manga we could, or just take the property ourselves, and just so he has a friend and he gets to figure out all the other odds and ends and cool things. Like, I feel bad. So I should quickly go before this goodbye gets awkward. Before can finish, you grab his hand with your own. They're cold, and in this moment you wonder if these are the hands of a stranger. Despite it all, you know it's still him. He's frozen for a moment before slowly raising up his other hand to hold yours. There, I'm still here. Plus we're friends then, aren't we? Isn't that what you wanted? You act smart, but you're also so dense. Huh? You said we were friends, but I don't think you know what that means. Being friends with someone isn't only sharing things with them, listening to their thoughts and giving yourself out for someone else. It's figuring things out together because you know you're not alone. And even though it might be easier to hide or run away, being friends means you're there for each other. And you are a precious friend to me now. Don't go disappearing on me. I'll be worried, you know. Plus I want to learn more about you. That's something you want, of course. So alas, it's the same light, pleasant sound as the first met. I like that very much, you know. Thank goodness. In that moment, just as long as you knew he wasn't going to disappear, it was enough. Yet I'll definitely find a way for you to visit the rest of Kyoto. I'm sure if I look it up, there has to be a way Kami can move more freely. What happened if we just take the shrine and travel along with the shrine? Hey, can you hold your hand out for a moment? Please take this. Noah slides his bracelet off his wrist, holding it for you. The red string is delicately woven with an intricate design, and a small bell is woven in the center. Kami can only be moved within a shrine, but I learned early on that this chemo allowed me to travel to the cities if someone carries it with them. Not like a proper ceremony, which means I can always return here. It'll just let me explore outside the neighborhood. You're saying I won't always be bugging you, of course. It only gives me the option of visiting the recipient of the bracelet. The recipient of this bracelet. If it's too much to ask, you don't need to accept. You could do this the whole time? Yes, I'm gonna snatch this and I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna cherish it. I didn't want to be a bother, but I didn't want to oppose. Since you've been so kind, you interrupt his stammering by pulling him into a tight hug. So last returning to the bear hug. I take that as an I'll consider it then. Wouldn't you like to know? You pull away and try to put on a fox's serious face, but it's impossible not to smile at Toa's happy expression as you laugh together. Well, you can't call yourself an expert. It feels like you've learned just a little more about these traditional Kyoto houses today. That you could appreciate the cultural heritage of this space just a little more, to have a better understanding of Japanese culture. And also, you were able to make yes, indeed, And also, you were able to make a precious new friend. Okay, I read it right the first time. Is it made? I was looking like, shall we explore Kyoto City together? True end. Let's go. Okay, it's not the romance one, but ending 3 of 3. So there's one, I guess, that we can kind of get like romance or something. I don't know. We're missing one ending, but I think we'll take that ending more than the previous one we got. We're gonna say this is the first. This is the first one that we got, actually. Haha, the true ending. I'm just such an expert. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode and hope to see you in the next one. If you have any game requests, feel free to comment in the comment section. And if you want to join the live streams, we live stream on both YouTube and Twitch at 12:30 a.m. Central Timing. We're probably gonna do Mormons next episode. I'm not too sure. I'm kind of just binge playing whatever I have in my collection that I haven't played yet. Like I just downloaded a bunch of visual novels, and I just haven't gotten to them yet. So I'm getting to them now. So you're probably just gonna see a mixture of like Mormons and whatever else I get my hands on too. But honestly speaking, I truly like this one. This one was very sweet, very demure, very calm. And I honestly got to learn a little something as well, so that's very neat. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and head out, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya!